What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy C-Dub, aka Crit Whit, and you are here with me on another commentary. And what you see right now is the CBR 3 Category 4 race as I am sitting behind Wesley Morgan of Big Orange Cycling. So we have 27 minutes and 49 seconds of fun and adrenaline that's about to go down. So please hunker in, grab a wheel, and draft with me along this journey. And I pray that you guys enjoy it as much as I did. So right now we are in the first lap. We've made turn one and we're about to make turn number two right now. Not much is going on as everybody's getting out the jitters for getting ready to race. I'm not sure about you, but I do know that I am a little nervous prior to the whistle blowing, as well as in lap number one. And this was the first race for Serenity, which is my 2018 Specialized LA Comp, rolling with the Spinergy FCC Stealth 4.7s from my brand ambassador company, Spinergy. And I'm also riding the Soleil saddle from Union Sport. So I had some new mods on Serenity and just getting a feel for it. So we've made turn number three, and now we are progressing to turn number four. And I'm still sitting here on Wesley's wheel. Just went through turn number four, and you see we're going 26 miles an hour. My heart rate is really good. It's 160, and we're just rolling along. And you can see all my data at the bottom. And again, this video is going to be 27 minutes long, so I will ask you now to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me some comments down below. And if you're so froggy, go ahead and set that notification button. Speaking about froggy, you see I'm moving up some spaces right here. I moved up probably about a good 15 spots going on the inside before turn number one. Just because I don't like sitting in the back anymore. I feel like I have progressed through a year of successful cycling, no crashes on the actual cycling racing scene, but I have crashed in a chill ride with a friend a year ago, as well as in a Wednesday night crit, I believe back in June of this year. So right now you see people are starting to hunker down. My heart rate is settling. It's at 156. We're still going 25, 26 miles an hour. All is well. So again, just trying to stay vigilant, trying to watch anything going down. But again, this is pretty much just the second lap of this 30-minute race. So not a lot happening right now. And I do believe that it will get exciting a little later. So we're right now about to be 4 minutes into the video, and we are coming up on turn number three. And I really enjoy turning or cornering because some people are really scary with it. So therefore, that just gives me additional places that I can make up because people are scared to corner. So we got to just hunker in and go for the turn. And you see I have the rear facing camera up as well on the top left there. So here on my left, we have OJ. He's one of the new members of the team. He's rocking the Cannondale bibs, but he does have on the Black Panther. He's on my right now, and I'm passing him. He does have on the Black Panther kit. And most of the PRT members, we wore our Black Panther kit, as the Stormtrooper kit is for the 2019 season. Went through the start, finish again, and you got Lubin right there to my 1 o'clock in the all black skin suit on the red Specialized bike up there. So some of the people I know, of course, I don't know all these people. I believe there's over 45, 50 people in this race. So it shall make for an interesting ride. And so I'm staying on the inside. And that's one thing that I learned from the training camp that we had about a month ago with Cat 1 Pro Leo Buktai from SoCalRacingTeam.com. He advised us, if you're going to move up, do it on the inside and stay out of the wind as much as possible. You just heard me yell inside, and the funny thing was I actually had to confess to one of my teammates after the race was over. So Ron Tello, he was actually in the Stormtrooper kit. He was picking up some spaces going on the inside, and I didn't look before I yelled inside. So Ron, I apologize for that. Did not mean to give away a move that you were making. My bad, buddy. But yeah. So you see we're hunkering down. We're still going at 25 miles an hour. Heart rate is still good. It's been between 150 to 170. So that's really good. Recently, my heart rate, I have been able to elevate my max heart rate to 199. And that happened in this or the Cat 3-4 race. But it used to be 195 from CBR 1, and now it is 199. So that is really good for me. And again, I'm behind OJ right there, passing him. Now I'm in between the serial legal guy on my right and then the SDBC guy on the left. And so just staying on the inside, just trying to stay out of the wind as much as possible. Again, I am a big guy. I am over 220 pounds. And so drafting is my friend. You see Wes there in the rear view camera. He's now on my wheel. You see Adrian Cole with the lime green Smith helmet on in my rear view camera. So some of the guys I do know by name, and meeting these guys, and hopefully you watching this video, I pray to be able to meet you, because it makes going to these races a lot more fun. Just coming here, racing your bike, getting back in the car, then leaving, that's not fun. I mean, the race is fun, yeah, but being able to see your homies and talk and fellowship and just laugh and joke, that's what makes these events that much more funner. So you see there, number 37, I believe that's 9 right there, about 11 o'clock with me in the white kit. That's Ron Tello. He has the lime green helmet on. That's Ron Tello. You see he's making up moves up in front of me. So I'm really learning to watch strong riders, and I'm learning to be confident up near the front so that if any moves go, I can go or at least know what's going on, so I don't have to exert any extra energy. Just made turn number 3 right there. And turn number 3 is probably the worst turn on this course, just because there's a little gutter that you come across, and then you get where a lot of the road markings are. So all of us being, licensed drivers, we know that there's the reflectors a lot of times on the paint on the roads. And so in between turn 3 and 4, there's the road markings as well as the reflectors, which we have to dodge or run over, which really gets you out of your mojo, because you're bumping all over the place. But one thing I have learned is by riding Serenity in this race is that, the bike does make the difference. When I would do this course on Mistress, it was a lot more rattle and a lot more movement when I ran over those things. But having Serenity, which is a way more solid bike, they weren't so bad when I hit those little reflectors in the road. So you see here, I'm staying inside a lot, because I realize, just like track and field, inside is the shorter line. And you don't have to go out so far. A lot of people like the outside because there's more room, but the inside is a lot of times guys that win the sprints, as I'm learning, they're the ones that are cutting through those corners, not necessarily being dangerous about it, but they're just taking that inside and being able to really catapult out the corner. So I'm sitting on this guy's wheel, this DNA guy with the marijuana leaf socks, and I'm sitting on his wheel, and I just had this weird feeling like he's going to make a move. And so if you watch him very closely, he's going to change gears, and then he's going to go down into his drops. And I just had a feeling he was going to make a move. And He goes into the drops right there. Now he's out of the saddle, and I'm right there on his wheel. And we go up. I'm at 1,000 watts now, following him, 31 miles an hour, heart rate up to 177. He's looking, and we're coming up to turn number 3. I got a guy on my wheel, and so there's a couple of guys chasing. And so I'm on his wheel, and he looks back, and he is about to he's looking to see what I'm going to do, and kind of sits up, and he bails out to the left side. And I sit up because I'm a big guy. I'm not about to drag anybody to the preem, and this is a preem lap. And so the guy attacks again. So the DNA guy attacks again, and this was pretty fun for me. Like, I wasn't sure I was going to go for it. I hesitated. He starts to look, and I'm hesitating. I'm like, should I do it? Should I not? Because I still have 18 minutes left in this race. He comes out the saddle. I come out the saddle. And this guy just barely beats me by about a wheel or half of a bike length. I mean, he just gets me on that preem. So now, of course, I'm not pedaling. As you see, there's zero wattage. I'm not pedaling. I'm just cruising because I'm waiting for the peloton to catch us so I can jump back in so that I can recover, because, again, I'm a big guy and I'm not a breakaway specialist yet, but I do have some goals for 2019. So you see the two guys, they're going up, they're moving up the road, but they're not pedaling hard. You see guys bridging the gap, and you see in my rear camera the peloton's coming. And just from doing flow holes and doing local rides, I have learned not to wait till the last guy to jump back in. So I see the group, and as soon as I get a spot, I get in there. So I jump behind this big SDBC guy, and got Lubin to my left. Again, 353 is Lubin. And I jumped back in there. And so going for that preem really was motivating for me. You see me now, guys are flailing out, speed is going down back to 27. So what do? I just move up, staying inside. I just move up, stand out the wind, let everybody else hit the wind for me, and I just make my way up on the inside until I've recovered. You see my heart rate is still 180, so it's still up because I'm still recovering. And I was really like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make this. And I felt like one of our advisors on the team who went for a preem one time and actually got it. And he said he felt like he was dying the rest of the race. And so I was hoping that I would be able to recover. And I did eventually. And there's Ron to my right with the PRT kit on, the Stormtrooper kit specifically with the lime green helmet just in front of me. And so it felt really good being in that position to be able to make that move and being in the right spot and being able to identify gear changing as well as watching hand and body movement so that I could react with that DNA guy. So that really encouraged me, and to be able to do that and almost win a preem and be able to jump back in the peloton and not die really encouraged me for what's to come for 2019 season. It really motivated me, it just took me to another place. So I got Larry Tonzo. So I got two PRT guys right in front of me. They're both wearing the Stormtrooper kits. They did not look at the feed the night before because they're supposed to wear a Black Panther kit. Bad guys. But you guys look good anyway. And so, but yeah, that's LT and that's Ron in front of me. And we also have OJ right there. So, you got 4 PRT guys, Paddock Racing Team guys right here together. And also up there, just to the left, up there in the Adams Avenue, navy blue Adams Avenue kit is Frank. So yeah, he rides with us sometimes, but he does a lot of the local rides as well around Chula Vista area. So we're about halfway there. We're about 14 minutes in now, and we got about 14 more minutes to go. So hopefully you have your water, your Gatorade, your coffee, your tea, maybe even some snacks. And I just hope that you enjoy this. So we got a big orange guy on my wheel behind me in the orange, black, and gray kit. So it's just nice. So now you see me, I'm sitting on this DNA guy's wheel, because once he went for that preem, I really kind of marked him because he looked like a very strong rider. and I believe he lived locally because we talked after the race, after both races, this one and the 3-4, and I believe he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just ride home." So he lives locally because he had an issue in the Cat 3-4 race, so he had to pull out of that race, I believe, due to mechanical issues with his seat post. And so, but yeah, so he lives locally. So I'm jealous that you don't have to drive so far to these races, but it's all good. There's Lubin going on the inside, Kuya G's going on the inside. So there's more PRT people making moves in this race. And you see my heart rate's back down to 173. So I've pretty much recovered, and I'm just sitting on this wheel right here because I just had a great feeling about this guy. I should have got his name. Next time I see you, I'm getting your name, brother. If you see me, just let me know what your name is. But being around him, I was like, I'm okay. I'm gonna be all right because he was making moves and he seemed to be hungry. You see, like now he's cutting inside again. That was very close till he went in that gutter, got close to that curb, which was almost unsafe, but he made it through safely. But yeah. And now back on his wheel again. So, I try to identify some of the big guys in the races because it just helps me out. A lot of guys are smaller than me, and guys like to jump on my wheel because I'm a bigger guy, but at the same time, I'm trying to make it to the finish line first, like all of them. So I'm trying to find the other big guys that I can just hunker in on and react safely. So I think right here to my left, I think that was Frank on my left with the new Specialized Venge bike that he got. That thing was beautiful. It was like navy blue with speckles, disc brakes, really, really nice bike. So right now, not a lot going on. I mean, we're just see here. This guy goes again. So he's going for another preem. He goes deep inside. I let him have it, but you see I'm close to the front. So I'm probably about maybe 11th wheel or whatever, and I'm just sitting here and I'm just watching what's going on up front, and I'm gonna let other people react to it and not do anything because I did something already. So I saw Kuya G up front, which he is one of the team advisors. So it was good seeing him up front and active in the race. PRT, we are looking forward to doing great things this year or next year, 2019 season. So we're all excited. And there's Kuya G right there with the red shoes on with the Black Panther kit. That's him to my left with the Pinarello bike. So again, taking the inside. See, I'm on the inside, taking it. Because a lot of guys like to swing outside, but the shortest line is inside. And even going through the BRP, which is the beginner rider program, they tell you to swing out wide, take the corner inside, and then swing out wide again. And if you ever watch any of the Cat 2, maybe Cat 3, but most certainly the Cat 1 races, you will see that most of their ride is a streamline. It is a straight pace line. And the only place you can really make up positions is going inside in corners. Because they're already going 30 plus miles an hour in a pace line, and so you have to almost go 35 if they're going 30 to make up places. But I also have heard some wisdom passed at one of the races last year, Barrio Logan, that if you go on the inside, you can easily make up anywhere between 5 to 10 spots. So that's just smart. Why wouldn't you try to do that? And then people are scared in the turns, as I said earlier. You hear guys, you hear those composite brake pads rubbing on those carbon fiber wheels because guys brake before going in the corner. And so if you're confident and if you have the lane, you don't have to brake and you can just take it. And that too is why a lot of people like to be up front, because you can create your own line and you don't have to worry about braking. And then there was another video that I watched concerning, breaking in and through corners, being up front, being in a breakaway, as well as being in the peloton, and that there is a drastic difference, amazingly different difference between being in those three locations, especially when it comes to braking. And I'll leave that for you to do your research. I'm not going to give away all the tricks of the trade. But also in this race, you see guys with yellow safety vests on. We had a couple of pros local during this race, and so they were there just riding with us and just kind of being some sheriffs. So this guy right here in front of me, he was big. He reminded me of the other guy with the marijuana leaf socks on from DNA Cycling. And he was just tall and lanky. And I said, okay, I'm going to sit on his wheel because he just looks like he has a fit body. He looks like if a move is to be made, he's going to make it. So I just sat on his wheel, just in case to see if anything happened. And of course, going in the corners, it gets sketchy from time to time, but it's what we do. So we out here to get it in. But yeah, so I tried to stay on his wheel, watch him, see what he was doing, and to see if he would go with any moves, and just test my fitness even more. You see my heart rate's just a little bit elevated. It's at 179, and this guy starts to kind of draw back, but I catch up with him. I think because he was shooting some snot rockets, but yeah. So I was watching this guy, got Ron right in front of me, and Ron is super strong. So it takes him like one day to ride to get his fitness back after being off the bike for probably 3 weeks. He just needs one ride and he's back in. I mean, that's amazing. So I jump on his wheel because I know his ability. I know his riding style. And then I have Lubin right here, which is also another strong rider. So I got two strong guys right in front of me right now. And I was okay, So I go outside to make up some spots because everybody's kind of scattered all over the place. So I just, again, move to where there's more bodies. And then I'm just looking for trains or looking for people trying to make up positions and then just jump on with them, eat off their plate. This guy right here, the Impact bike, he's got the same bike as I do. And we consistently will tell each other, nice bike, when we would see each other. He has the same exact bike I have, just a smaller version. There's Larry Tonzo right there with the Stormtrooper kit on. This dude is a true legend, man. I really love this guy. I really appreciate him from his wisdom, from his encouragement, and from just his racing. I mean, he came in during Barrow Logan, I think got 16th overall, and then after that, he just crushed the Cat 5 game. Now he's a Cat 4. He's the CBR series leader, and I believe he is about to be a Cat 3 racer. I mean, this dude just came in the game and is just crushing it. Oh yeah, so I forgot to look at the rear camera, but there was a crash, and I'm so sorry to have missed it, but there was a crash, and you can really see the crash if you check out the my other video that I posted of the actual CBR. It's called CBR 3 upgrade points resume builder. If you check that video out, you will specifically see the crash. So hopefully, if you were looking in the rearview camera, I totally forgot all about that. But if you're looking in the rearview camera, you will see that I actually I slow it down and make it big and everything. There was a crash that involved Adrian Cole, Wesley, and Joshua. So Wesley rides again with Big Orange. Joshua rides with SDBC. Adrian, I think he kind of has his own little team, a team of buddies. That's not the name, but they're just really good friends. And so what happened there? We were going into turn number 3, the most dangerous turn on this course, and this guy that had an open line, he kind of went outboard a little bit, and when he went outboard, he pushed. He kind of went close to Josh. Josh was on his left. He kind of pushed Josh outward, and as he pushed, kind of bumped Josh to go outward a little bit. Adrian was coming up into that spot, into that location. Well, of course, Adrian and Josh bumped. Adrian went down. A guy, I think, hit Adrian while he was down, and then Wesley from Big Orange, he said it even in the other feed. If you look at the CBR3, he even says it in the comment section that he ran over Adrian's head. So really happy that Adrian was able to recover and get up and make it through that. So Adrian, please heal up, buddy, and get better, because 2019 season is only a couple of weeks or a few weeks away. So again, I'm on the DNA. God's will again, he comes back up. And you see there Frank going on the inside. And Frank is strong too. He's got that new beautiful Venge. And but yeah, he goes on the inside and again making up places. So I'm just sitting here. We're doing turn 4, coming up to the start finish. And now we are at 25 minutes. So we're getting very, very close to the finish, to the final finale of this race. So I really appreciate if you still are here. I really do thank you for hanging around with me and not giving up on me yet. We're still here. We're still doing it. We're still getting it in. And yeah, this race is almost over. So they just rung the bell, and this may be the last. This is the last lap. This is the final lap. So. All right, so again, you see whose wheel I'm on. I'm on the big guy that I mentioned to you before. It gets kind of sketchy right there. This guy comes up underneath. It gets kind of sketchy, but you know, everybody makes it out safely. So again, I'm watching for moves and I'm moving up. So I got the 2 big boys in front of me, and I appreciate y'all for being big, or larger, I should say. You got a guy cutting the corner, the Serious Cycling guy cutting the corner. The guy with the Assos, I'm gonna call it the Assos Justin Williams kit, cutting the corner. So a lot of guys I'm on Frank's wheel right now. So a lot of guys will cut the corner because, again, that's where you make up spots. So I get here, I know I'm on a good wheel because Larry is strong. So I'm sitting on Larry Tonzo's wheel and just seeing what he's going to do. And so you see the pack, it swells, it goes out, then it comes back together again. It swells and it does that. So when it swells, it's good to make up some positions. But when it closes down again, it's kind of scary because everybody comes together and crashes can happen. So we just made turn number 3, and you see the pace is up. My heart rate's at 186, 31 miles an hour. I'm pushing 600 plus watts, and we're moving. We're coming up to turn number 4 right now. The pace is going fast. I'm on the inside again, and we're sprinting. We're going. People are still in the saddle. Some people are out of the saddle. I'm out of the saddle, just trying to stay with the group, hitting, 190 beats per minute, 31 miles an hour. 500 something watts, and I get kind of pinched a couple of times, so I have to, like right there, pinched. So I had to kind of pull back, and I finished this race. I got 20th out of 45 people. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. On to the next one with your boy, C-Dub, aka Crit Whit. Peace.